In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition, disinformation, and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
Living la vida low carb, I do this every day. If you wanna burn that fat, it ain't no other way. Yeah. Go to ketonics.co. And for my international followers, it's ketonics.com. Woo!
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. And we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. Here's how you can engage in the content. We start off over on Instagram. I do a couple of live videos every single day. Follow me there at Living Low Carb Man. That's LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage live in the content, just like all these beautiful people like Bonnie and R.W. Hempel and Angie and Nancy and Texas Livingston and so many people coming in right now live to watch the Jimmy Rants episode. If you missed it live, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours, so definitely go follow me on Instagram. But if you don't do Instagram, or if you missed the 24-hour time limit, which is all that Instagram keeps these videos up for, we put all the past episodes up on YouTube, so go follow me on YouTube. Type in a keyword Jimmy Rants, you will find the show. Follow my channel there and you'll never ever miss an episode of Jimmy Rants. Finally, we have the best of the best moments of this here show in podcast form on the Jimmy Rants podcast on Apple Podcasts as well as Stitcher. JimmyRants.com is the website to all the ways you can engage in this show. Today's Jimmy Rants is all about a decision that I made about 2 years ago. So those of you that have been following me for a very long time, you know that I have pretty much gone at this online educational encouragement, inspiring game since 2005 is when I started blogging. 2006 is when I started podcasting. And in all the years that have followed ever since, I have never, ever taken an extended break. I would take a week here, maybe a month off of the day-to-day grind towards the end of the year at Christmas time. But I've never deliberately set out to take time away. And so what I want to talk about here today is why I've decided to walk away from the keto community for 6 months. You heard me right. 6 months is how long we're going to go away. And originally, this was going to happen in July to December of 2020. And because of recent circumstances, and just because it's the right timing, we are actually going to go away in September this year. So September 1, I will walk away from podcasting, from Jimmy Rantsing, from book writing, from all the things that I do in the day-to-day for 6 months until the end of February, which in 2020 is February the 29th. And we'll be back on March the 1st. And so a lot of people are like, well, why would you go away for so long? Can I just tell you, honestly, how incredibly draining it can be sometimes when you are providing content on such a regular basis and you get inundated with great people like you. Most of you guys are just incredible supporters. You've just been there, and I sincerely appreciate people that have been there. And then you've got people who are incredibly ugly, is the nicest way to put it. And I think for the purposes of my health and the purposes of the sanity of both me and my wife, Christine, this is the right thing to do. Here's another thing that's kind of going into this decision. And if you're just joining us, I am stepping away from the low-carb keto community for 6 months starting in September this year. And there's a multiplicity of reasons why. But one of the big ones is my age. I'm 47 years old. And at this age is right about the time most of the men in my family have had a heart attack, which then set their health to go downhill really fast. My dad had a heart attack at 48. Both of my grandfathers also had heart attacks in their late 40s. Both of them died in their early 50s. My dad had a second heart attack at 50 and quintuple heart bypass surgery at the age of 54. You guys know very well what happened to my brother Kevin, having 3 heart attacks at the age of 32 and then dying of that heart disease at the age of 41. And I'm 47 now. And while nutritionally I have done all of the right things to try to move the needle in my health, to express the epigenetic expression, not turning on that gene that would make me prone to heart disease, I recognize that the daily stresses of doing what I do could be detrimental to my heart health. So I'm okay, guys. Don't watch this and go, oh no, is he dying? No, he's not dying. But he's also paying attention and listening to what my heart tells me, my internal heart, not my physical heart, about what the right thing to do is. And being away for 6 months is going to be an interesting experiment, because I've never been away since I started doing this actively. I've never taken time away deliberately on purpose to do absolutely zero as it relates to being online. So that means no engagement on social media. That means no new podcasts. What we'll do is we'll air older episodes. What we'll likely do is air these Jimmy Rants episodes as brand new episodes on the Living La Vida Low Carb show 3 days a week. So that would keep the content going without me physically being there. No book writing during that time either. I will have turned in a manuscript for the reboot and the relaunch of Keto Clarity, but we could have that come out the week that I come back in March next year. So that's kind of the what. And it's going to be interesting because Christine doesn't think I'll be able to get away and stay away, that my brain won't stop thinking. But the more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm becoming convinced that this is the right thing to do. And let me tell you something else that went into this. So I ran a bunch of blood work in January before I started this keto carnivore experiment that was only going to be 28 days, but I'm continuing it on. And I ran a bunch of blood work, and one number jumped off of the page bigger than any of the others. And that one number was fasting insulin. So when I tested fasting insulin at the beginning of January, my fasting insulin has been somewhere between, say, 14 to 20. That's generally where it's kind of stayed. And so when I tested fasting insulin at the beginning of the keto carnivore experiment, it came in at like 10.4. That's the lowest reading that I had seen for a fasting insulin in about 8 years. Even being the best keto in the world, even having, real whole foods as part of my diet, even testing for ketosis and being in ketosis, even having my blood sugar tested and seeing that I'm relatively in a good spot, that insulin has always been a little bit higher, which is one reason I still hold on to abdominal fat. And so what did I do in the weeks before having that test done at the beginning of January? I chilled. I did absolutely nothing, hardly, in the month of December. December was just relax, chill out, no stress, no worries. I flew in my sister Beverly to come visit us. And we had a good time through the holiday season. And I remember when I was talking with my Keto Hacking MD podcast co-host, Dr. John Lemansky, about this, I'm like, what's your theory as to why my fasting insulin level was at a really good spot? He said, you didn't do anything. You took off for 4 weeks. You got out of the daily grind and your body rewarded you for it. So it got me to thinking, okay, Well, if 1 month dropped it that much, what is 6 months going to do? How is 6 months away going to positively impact my health? And here's the thing about starting, and if you're just joining us, I'm not going away for good. I have decided that we're going to take 6 months off. And we've actually been talking about this. Christine and I have been talking about this for a couple of years now. And our goal was July through December of 2020. But we've decided to move it up to this year in September and go from September through February and then come back again strong in March next year. We've decided to move it up because of a confluence of various things. And I just explained about how insulin went down so profoundly just with being off for a month in the month of December. It went down so profoundly. And in conjunction with this keto carnivore experiment that I've been doing and seeing all the benefits that have come from that, combining it with some of the biohacks that I've been doing and we've been talking about on the Keto Hacking MD podcast, along with the ultimate of all N=1s I probably have ever done, walk away for 6 months. If 1 month produced that kind of incredible results in my fasting insulin, what will 6 months do? I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know how I'll physically react to not coming on and saying, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. What will it be like? I think it's worth trying. I think it's worth seeing what will happen. And from a financial standpoint, we're okay enough to be able to do this. And I get it's a great privilege to be able to just say I'm going to go away for 6 months. I realize how very incredibly blessed I am to be able to do that, because not everybody can just do that. But for me, it'll be an interesting experiment. So I'm still with you guys for several more months. You're not going to shut me up until September 1. So lots more content coming. But I wanted to come on here today to express this because this has been on my heart and mind lately. And some of it is the disappointment about the continued weight, which is coming off, but the continued weight issues that I've had when everything is right in the diet and the lifestyle issues are kind of dialed in. The only one that is still left lingering for this insulin-resistant man is the stress component. And even John and I have been talking about this. I've been talking to my pastor about this. They all agree that that is the biggest reason, very likely, that I'm still holding on to abdominal fat. And I'm at the age in my life now where that is not a good thing, to have fat around the abdomen. It is not healthy for my heart, especially given the family history of heart disease and all the people that died, the males in my family that died in their early 50s. My dad had a heart attack at 48, 50, and then quintuple heart bypass surgery at 54. He's in his late 60s now, and he's not doing well. He probably looks and acts like he's in his late 80s. So I don't want to be there. And quite frankly, I don't think a lot of you guys want me to be there. And I've heard from so many of you, thank you very much for your outpouring of love and support when I've expressed things online. And when the time comes to walk away, I know it will be hard, but I'm at peace about this. And again, walk away for 6 months. I'm coming back after that. Some people would wish that I would walk away and never come back. Dream on, baby, dream on. But going away for 6 months, it will be a fascinating N=1. And of course, I'll test blood markers and kind of see how things are going, because this will be profound. If I go away in the month of September and my insulin is, say, 12, and then at the beginning of October, I test it again, and it's 6, that would be huge. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it'll be worth testing to see what happens. So the bottom line in this Jimmy Rants is, if you're a fan of my work, thank you so much for all the support you've given me and supported me and encouraged me. So many of you say very kind things to me behind the scenes, and I don't always acknowledge that. So thank you for that. But I got to do what's right for Jimmy Moore. And for me, that's my decision to walk away from the keto community for 6 months. So it's going to start in September of 2019, go through February, the end of February of 2020. And then I come back strong in March of next year, and I'm ready to take on the world. Bring it. Because by that point, I will have learned quite a bit about my body, quite a bit about stress and how to manage that, quite a bit about perhaps in the day-to-day how to better deal with that stress and to not let it become such a detriment that it shows up as abdominal belly fat. That's my goal, you guys, in doing this. And it's one reason I wanted to come on this Jimmy Rants today, to articulate it to you, to let you know, all my fans of Jimmy Rants, you're the first to know. This is the first place I've announced it anywhere, that I'm going away for 6 months starting this year. I want you to know my heart of the why that I'm doing this, and that there is a bigger purpose in mind. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for being here, you guys. The pin post just caused me anxiety, says Beth. See, here's the thing, Beth. You don't need Jimmy Moore in your life to be successful on keto. And I'm very grateful, by the way, to all my Jimmy Rantsers. You guys are amazing. But you don't need me. If you get encouragement and inspiration and education from the things that I share, I'm very honored and grateful to be a part of your journey. But at the end of the day, you have the knowledge. It's just time to apply it and run with it. An important topic today. Yes, Bonnie, it's an important topic for us always to remember. We got to take care of number one. You always got to take care of who and what you are. And if you forget that, life has a way of making you honor that if you don't honor it. No break for you, says the Keto Nazi, says ACGO 111. Oh yeah, you want to bet? I'll give you a bowl of soup for it. Bonnie says you need a recharge. Yeah, I really haven't taken time off of consequence ever since I started doing this. I started in April of 2005, and I have literally gone nonstop other than a week here, slowing down at the end of the year. I did that the last 2-3 years, where we've gone away from everything except for Living La Vida Low Carb Show. And even on that, we're airing repeats, which are some of the lectures from the Low Carb Cruise. That's been my modus operandi. But even that, I'm still in the day-to-day of content. And I've never stepped away before, so it'll be very interesting. Beth says rejuvenation and self-care is healthy. I honestly don't know how you can do this on a daily basis. You're so tireless and appreciate it. I'll be here when you get back. And that's the other thing in the back of my mind is if I go away for 6 months, when I come back, does anybody care that I was gone? Will they want to hear from me again? I suppose if I'm down a bunch of weight and I've learned so many lessons, I'll have so much to share that there will be. I'm not worried about that, by the way. If you guys stick around on my social media, and then when I come back, I start providing content again, I don't think you're going to unfollow me just because I was away for 6 months. Gerald says, it's a dang good thing keto helps with our heart. Exactly. That's right. I think I would be dead today, Gerald, had I not gone keto because of all that family history of heart disease. I know I would not be in a good place. I probably would have already had a heart attack. Whether I would have died or not is I don't know, but I probably would have had a heart attack had I not gone keto. Live healthy longer. It's incredibly important to take care of yourself. You can't help others at your own expense. Good luck to you and hope to see you back 6 months bigger and better. Actually, 6 months smaller and healthier. That's my goal. Val says, I think it's a great idea. I will miss your rants, but you need a break. And again, I'm not going anywhere in the day-to-day leading up to September the 1st. So if you love Jimmy Rants, get your fill in the next few months, because come September 1 through February 29th, 2020, September 1, 2019, February 29th, 2020, is when I'll be gone. But up until then, I'll keep providing you guys content. We can't be selfish and realize you need to have a vacation. You deserve it. Thank you, Bonnie. Keto Friendly 67, do the right thing. It's the right thing to do. I'll be here looking for you when you get back. Yeah, I'll make it very obvious when I'm back. I'll put out billboards everywhere. You'll see. Brittany Keto Glow says, of course, I support your choice. You have to take care of yourself. I, for one, am going to miss you like crazy. Well, see, here's the thing, Brittany. You have my phone number, so you can text me anytime you want. Lady Lixel, your mental and physical health is extremely important. You need to put yourself and Christine first. Stress is a killer. Priority is taking care of you. And honestly, I thrive in the positive aspects of my work. I absolutely love the process of recording podcasts. I love coming on these Jimmy Rants and educating and providing inspiration and encouragement and lifting you guys up. If that's what would be the day-to-day, I think my body would handle it well. The problem is you got this big old ugly monkey wrench thrown right in the middle of everything that you do when you're online and very public online, of just the ugliness and the judgmentalness and the criticalness. And it's extremely easy for people looking on the outside, looking in, saying, well, just ignore all that. You get in the middle of it and you try ignoring when it's right there in an Instagram message, when it's right there on a YouTube comment, when it's right there in your email box. It's there, guys, and you can't ignore it. It's always going to stare you in the face. And that can't not have a detrimental effect physiologically on your body. And maybe stepping away for 6 months will help with that. Alberto says, you have provided more than enough to the community. Just take all the time you need. Just don't forget to come back. Oh, I'll come back. There's no way. And this is one thing Christine brought up to me. Well, if we go away for 6 months, the people that don't like you will feel like they've won. I'm like, yeah, let them feel that, because when I come back healthier, thinner, stronger, more resolved, wiser, all of the lessons that I've learned, they're going to wish I never went away, because I didn't learn those lessons till I went away. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to, you guys, is in this 6 months away, what are all the incredible things that I'm going to learn that I can then impart to you as knowledge and wisdom and experience that might help you in your journey. So that is what has got me excited about this. The numbers don't lie. Great insights, and bravo to listening to your body. You got this. We got you, but OMG, you will be missed and thought of often. Thank you. Thank you for that, Beth. Brit Boo 93, I will miss you. Well, thank you. Like I said, if it was just the good people online that I get to engage with, most of my Jimmy Rancers, I would never go away. You guys are the reason that I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning every single day, looking for ways to educate you further and give you more information and encourage you in your own lifestyle. You are the guys that help me, and gals, that get me up in the morning and get me jazzed to keep doing what I'm doing. And so if it was just you, I would never go away. Unfortunately, it's more than just you. Kitty Caddick, my need in coffee only due to kids, and if there is literally nothing that can be done if they won't let you sleep during the night and you have to be up running all day long, nighttime daycare. Are you trying to get me to come to Virginia Beach, Cat, to watch your kids for you? Just kidding. She did say it's a smart move. Thank you for that, Cat. Bullock in 2018, I could chill for 6 months, but I'm not a type A. I am a super type A, if you haven't noticed. Super type A. Prayers for this being a successful answer for you. Thank you for that. I think it will be it can't help but be a positive thing regardless. Maybe at this point in my life, I need to back away to grow, and to be stronger, to become wiser, and quite frankly, to just make sure that I'm around for many more years to come. Because like I said, 47 years old, every male in my family, by the time they reach my age, somewhere in the next couple of years, is when they've had a heart attack and when their health has gone downhill. And 2 grandfathers dying in their early 50s, and a father having 2 heart attacks and quintuple heart bypass surgery. I don't want that in my future. And if this helps me prevent that, then that's a good thing. Kimberly says, I want only the best for you guys. Our family loves you enough to let you go. We'll miss you like crazy. However, we'll mark the days until you come back. Maybe I'll have a countdown on my website or something on llvlc.com. 5 months, 29 days until Jimmy returns. Yeah, nobody will care. Monty's Chody says, and I slaughtered your name, sorry for that. Just found you, but please get healthy and come back in March with more good stuff. I will. I think this will be just what the doctor ordered. My cousin Robert says, yeah, cuz we both need to take care of ourselves. We need to change the direction of the males in our family. See, he knows. He knows. I grew up with Robbie. And yeah, he's just a little bit older than me. And he knows if he doesn't take care of himself now, he's got that more gene in him, that it will catch up to him at some point. We need to lead them and take care and make ourselves new. Yep. AZGO111, as the saying goes, do what works for you. At the end of the day, the only one you need to be accountable to is you. Love, your Jimmy Rancer. Thank you for that. Olga says, we support you. Thank you for that, Olga. Yes, there is frozen rain coming down on my windshield, Olga. Bullock in 2018, I love this. Put your own oxygen mask on first. And again, I would be able to help more people and never feel the need to have to go away if it was just the positive people in the world and online. What happens is I've got people coming over to my oxygen mask and they're putting a crink in the line, and they try to cut off my oxygen by trying to discourage me and that kind of thing. So this could be a good thing. 21 Dances with Dogs, good for you. You will inspire others to take care of themselves and manage stress. Yeah, I'm hoping it does inspire other people. And I realize, again, I have the great privilege of being financially secure enough that we could just say, oh yeah, we're going to go away for 6 months. Not everybody has that. And I get what a great privilege this is to be able to just up and go. Yeah, so I appreciate those thoughts. Bullock in 2018 says, stay away from the news. Oh yeah. Netflix will be our friend. We'll very likely travel during that time. Maybe go see my cousin Robert in Tennessee, and various people, go hang out with our pastor and the church in North Carolina, see what we can do to help with the ministry there. So many ways that we will use that time. And more than anything, just connecting with my wife and reminding her why she's loved. All of those things are so important and will become the priority in that 6 months off. Yo Mama Lifts, I'm excited for you. Who knows what wonderful things you'll discover and develop. And I'm excited most about that. That alone will make this, like I said, the ultimate N=1 experiment to see what happens. By Lorenza, as much as I'll miss you, I absolutely respect this decision. Take care of yourself is going to keep you around, even more informed. You will benefit, and so will we. I'm so happy for you. Thank you for that, Lorenza. It's the right thing to do. BS Bird 76, you'll be missed. I missed you while you were gone over the holidays. You are inspiring. I wasn't gone over the holidays. I did daily Jimmy rants right here every single day, twice a day, all through the holiday season. What I didn't do was the podcast during the holidays. So I suppose that's what you're referring to. Sherry says, as the mother of an autistic daughter, I know what stress does to the body. You really have to put the oxygen mask on first to take care of others. So best of luck. Thank you, Sherry. I took a break for a while too, says low carbing family. We love you. Thank you. I love you guys too. That's what made this so hard to come to the conclusion about what the right thing to do was, because what drives me is you guys. What drives me to keep going and drives me to wake up in the morning refreshed, ready to take on a new day, knowing I'm going to get some arrows during the day. What drives me is my love for you. And if I didn't love you, I wouldn't come on here. I wouldn't. And I wouldn't be so vulnerable sometimes. I would put on a happy face and I'd tell you everything is okay. And I would lie to you. But you guys know that's not my jam. That's not what I do. What I do is I share real life. And real life is, some days it's hard to get up and be excited because of some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. But what's kept me going for so long is you guys. And it's why I come here every single day. Borakua on the moon. I think it will be very interesting. I feel now that I'm less stressed out or burned out from work. Weight has been easier to lose, particularly in the stomach. We will be waiting for you. Yeah, that's the thing. I have had belly fat for a long time. And even when I got down to my lowest weight, I still had belly fat. And I could never understand why. And really on my body, the only place where there's fat is in the belly. Now that's a cortisol response, you guys. So if it's localized to the belly, my legs are very muscular. My arms are not really big in terms of like flabbiness on them. All of the weight on my body is right in the midsection. That is a very clear sign of a cortisol response, that it's all right there. So if going away for 6 months helps to reduce that cortisol stress response, I'm ready to see it. And I might come back and you might think, oh my gosh, who is this guy on my screen? If dramatic change happens. And if the insulin goes down into the single digits and like under 5, Johnny bar the door on fat loss. That's kind of got me excited, you guys. It's one reason I wanted to bump this up much sooner than later. And to be honest with you, it was about a year ago that I was a bit at my breaking point, knowing that I needed to take time off. And I talked to a psychologist friend of mine who could help me kind of work through some of these things. And she's like, why are you waiting till 2020? Why don't you do it now? And of course, my response was, well, I have obligations with book deadlines and I have obligations to people and this. But she's like, do it sooner than later. So that was what kind of started the wheels turning, that I needed to do it sooner than later. So the goal was July through December 2020. But now, in light of recent circumstances and in light of kind of thinking this through a little more, I think the right thing to do is to push it up to September, which is what we're doing. Carol says, remember to have fun. All the best in your new endeavors and good luck. Cheers to you, friend. Yes, we will have lots of fun. One thing Christine and I love to do is we love to take cruises. So we'll probably do a cruise or two in the midst of that. One of the things that we were disappointed about in December, we were supposed to have a 2-week cruise that left LA and went to Hawaii and back in the month of December, but Christine was recovering from her surgery on her shoulder. So we had to cancel that cruise. We were so disappointed, but we will likely do that in this 6-month period. We'll always be here and waiting for you. Thank you, Bonnie. Grandma does keto. You've been such a rock to me in the low carb world. Every time I came back there, you were so grateful to you. Thank you. Have you had your adrenals and cortisol checked? I fully agree with your decision and we'll be here when you get back, says Low Carb Keto for Life. Yeah, I have. And it's been a little bit all over the board when we've done it. I know John Lemansky and I have talked about sometime one of the hacks we're going to do is measure our saliva cortisol for a period of time, 7 days, 28 days, whatever we're going to do, but test it on a daily basis just to see the changes that happen. And yeah, you should have an interesting cortisol response where it starts off higher in the morning and then slowly starts to taper as you go down throughout the day. That would be a normal line. But what happens is a lot of times people, they're so lethargic in the morning, which I'm not. So I know in the morning my cortisol response is perfect. Perhaps it's other times of the day that it's higher than it needs to be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that. Bullock in 2018, how about cutting back to 1 Jimmy Rants a day? No, Jimmy Rants is my outlet for sharing. So no, 1 Jimmy Rants a day would not be the answer. And it's not so much the work itself, Bullock, that is causing the stress response. This right here is very pleasurable for me. I'm just jibber jabbering with you guys here on Instagram Live and then it gets posted to YouTube and all the other ways. This does not stress me. The stress comes into play when I have to deal with the ramifications of comments and things said and circumstances. That's the stress part of this. Honey got keto. I'll miss you. Continue prayers for your journey. Thanks for all your rants that have helped so much. You're welcome. Getting out of all that stress is priceless. Can't pour from an empty cup. You'll have so much more to bring to the table after you take time to chill a bit. Thank you, Kitty Caddick. My mom, when I was a kid, died of a heart attack. She couldn't take care of me. I didn't know I'd get a lot because I couldn't stay with her because she had a lot of problems with her heart. Gerald, I'm sorry to hear that, but that's another sign of people needing to take care of themselves for all the other people of the world. Getting a crappy business Google review is so hard to read, especially when it's not accurate, says Helen. Yeah, I get those on Amazon all the time. This book didn't really add value to me. 1 star. And I'm like, okay, thanks for that. You'll be greatly missed. Thank you, Anita. Haters may feel that way, but you know your heart and truth. What they think doesn't make it true. One can't get wet from the word water. No, I mean, I've had a love-hate relationship with haters for a little while. And when you've done this as long as I have, you learn to not let those things bother you. I think more than anything, what has gotten to me lately is the way that Christine has reacted. And so for me, that's the big reason we're going away, to help with some of her sanity's sake, because it has gotten to her pretty bad. Love everything you do. Learn so much from you. Thank you, low carb, high fat fella. I just joined. When are you taking your sabbatical? I thought it was the beginning of next year. I'm enjoying your post. Thank you, TP Running Nurse. It was going to be July to December next year. We're now bumping it up to September through the end of February, starting September this year through the end of February in 2020. Best wishes on your break. Thank you, Lila Grand. You and Christine deserve it. Yeah, I want Christine to get her sanity back somewhat, because she is so protective of me. And those of you that see her online, she'll come on there and be Mama Bear. I mean, if you say something bad about her man, she's going to come after you. So it's one of the things I love about her. But then what you don't see behind the scenes is the hours upon hours upon hours that it affects her physically and emotionally after that, even days. And to me, that's not healthy for anybody. And if we can go away for 6 months and make that go away, that'll make me happy. You do as you need to, says Brigitte. You know we love your work and commitment, but health will always come first. Yeah, It will always come first. Low Carb New Yorker, did they tick you off? Community that basically shunned you after getting established with your health. Will you cut podcast during that time? So yes, I'm a generally positive guy, and yesterday I wrote a post about not being invited to speak at some of the keto conferences, and I suppose this is contributing somewhat to this decision. But at the end of the day, it's the right thing to do regardless of that decision or not. So I'm happy about that. But to answer your question about podcasts, yeah, everything will go away except for the Livin' La Vida Low Carb show. What we'll do is probably air some of these Jimmy Rants episodes as episodes of Livin' La Vida Low Carb show to fill in content 3 days a week while I'm gone. So yeah. You could visit me in Seattle, would be highly relaxing. We actually would love to tour the country a little bit. There's certain places we haven't been to before that would be a whole lot of fun to visit. And I wouldn't be opposed to doing if there were people that wanted us to come and could set up an event where we could speak, because that would not be a stressful thing. We could speak, we could have our books available, and certainly we might think about doing some of those kinds of things during that time. Cortisol clarity. Hey, if I can figure it out, AZGO 111, I could write cortisol clarity. I had talked about kind of a stress clarity, cortisol clarity before, but if this figures it out, it could be an interesting thing down the road. That's purpose. That's for sure. 9High99, I have zero stress in retirement. You'll love it. Sometimes it takes time to adapt to the change. Well, I don't want to retire. I'm far from being done in my work, but I get what you're saying. Once you step away, it can actually be enjoyable. Yeah, Zika, I think it's admirable. You can walk away for yourself. You're a huge inspiration. I just discovered you. I feel this will only inspire and teach me how to better self-care and more. Best wishes to you. Thank you for that. Haters will edit this rant, deleting the I will come back and repost it saying, look, we won. Yes, they will. But they will be sorely disappointed, Alberto, in March when I'm back. I'll be back. I'm so sorry to hear rotten people have caused this. No, Jess, they haven't caused this. They alone have not caused this. This is probably a combination of a whole lot of things. Well, number one, the human body was never meant to go for as long as I have. And so stepping away is actually very natural and normal and healthy. My goal in all of this is to see, okay, I'm gone for 6 months. Let's see what I can do once I'm back in the saddle. Let's see what I can do to keep that same benefit that I got during the 6 months going once I come back. If it means in the day-to-day I apply somewhat of a sabbatical in the day-to-day, maybe the week-to-week, to help deal with some of that stuff. And one thing I have done, you guys, to help with some of the negativity is I've hired people around me. So I've got a guy that watches my social media for me. I've got a lady that helps answer my emails. I have another guy that helps with some of the behind the scenes stuff with my podcast. They all are my gatekeepers, so to speak, to try to protect me from that. It still leaks through. So it's very difficult for them to catch everything before my eyeballs see it. I'd love to host you on Long Island. Hey, if you want to put me up in Long Island, that'd be great. I'm just kidding. Maybe do a bus tour when you come back, travel the country doing book signings. Olga, it's funny you say that. Christine and I have been talking about doing that very thing, setting up little events where we go and we set up keto events. And if there's any keto personalities in the area, that are close, we invite them to come in, and we do like an event like we were just at this past Saturday, the Adapt event in Atlanta. We would love that. We'd love to do that. I'm so sorry to see you go, but good for you taking a break, says Black Carnivore. See the world and take a vacation. Christine was like, we don't need to wear ourselves out going on lots and lots of vacations, because you know, if you leave on vacation, you come back and you're like, I need a vacation from my vacation. So I'm wondering how much Netflix will be able to fit in that 6 months. You were such an inspiration to me in the weight loss journey. I never told you how much you've helped me. I hope you see this message and know that your efforts made a difference. Thank you for that, Black Carnivore. I get those kind of messages all the time, and I get those messages when I speak in person at that Adapt Atlanta event. It was so amazing. People are like welling up with tears in their eyes, coming up to me just to say thank you. So I know the good that my work has done. That has never been a question. And it's one thing that's probably kept me around a lot longer because of all of those people. My heart is those people. My heart is who is being benefited from the work that I'm doing. So that's what's made this decision very hard. But I think the right thing is for us to do this, and do this sooner than later, and sooner being defined as September 1, 2019 through February 29th of 2020, going away, not being afraid to be away, embracing all the things that I'll potentially learn during that time of being away. And when I come back in 2020, I'll be ready to share more than I've ever shared before. And who knows, finally being able to provide some information that might help other people in their journey. In addition to what I've already been sharing, this will be some new information that could help. Sounds like I'll finally have time to catch up on your podcast, says Jonathan. Yeah, that is the funny thing. People are like, I can't keep up with all your work. I'm like, okay, well, let me go away for 6 months. Maybe you'll be able to catch up on the 1,500 episodes of the Living La Vida Low Carb shows. All right, guys, so that is it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. Thank you so much for the engagement in this. I know this was a little off the beaten path of what I typically talk about, but it's been on my heart and mind. In fact, I had a whole headline to talk about that I didn't talk about yet. I'll probably do that later on because this was what was on my heart and mind. And I wanted you guys, as my most ardent supporters here on Jimmy Rants, I wanted you to hear my heart. And I wanted you to hear it firsthand before it got out there anywhere else. So thank you so much for watching Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. You can still follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be here constantly, daily, until September. So don't go away. I'm not going anywhere. JimmyRants.com. So go follow me on Instagram. I'm at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage live in the content. You can watch the replay for up to 24 hours. We do put all the past episodes up on YouTube. Type in Jimmy Rants as a keyword search. You will find the show. Finally, we have a Jimmy Rants podcast, which has the best of the best moments of this year's show in podcast form. JimmyRants.com. I'm not going anywhere until September 1st. Don't go away. I'll be back again real soon with another episode of Jimmy Rants. See ya.